Welcome. Let's talk about why you keep doing the same thing even when you know better. You catch yourself doing something, and while you're doing it, you already know, yeah, I've done this before. And you can almost predict what's about to happen next. You're going to react the same way, feel the same way, and end up in the same place. And afterwards, you sit there like, why do I keep doing this? That right there, that is not a discipline issue. It's a pattern. And a lot of us continue to play these patterns back and forth consistently. But let's actually break down what most people miss completely. You don't repeat behaviors because you don't know better. You repeat them because in the moment, you fall back on what you're used to doing, not what's best and not what you've learned, what you've practiced over time. And that shows up in really specific ways. Someone says something small, and instead of addressing it right then, you go quiet. Not because you choose to be quiet, because that's your default response. Or maybe you walk away from the situation. But now your mind doesn't let it go. You replay it, you rethink it, you rewrite it. This is what I should have said. And now, something that took 30 seconds has taken over your entire day. Or you say yes to something that you've already made your mind up that you don't want to do, but now you're stuck carrying it, feeling overwhelmed, feeling frustrated, and then wondering why you keep putting yourself in the same position over and over again. That's what patterns look like in real life. They're not obvious. They're subtle. They play quietly in the background, but they're consistent. And that's why they're so powerful. Because you don't question them. You just do them. Never thinking, just automatic. Now, here's what you're not thinking about. You don't just randomly start doing this. At some point in your life, that response actually helped you. It was what you kept doing. Going quiet might have helped avoiding conflict. Overthinking might have helped you feel in control. Taking on everything might have made you feel needed or respected. So your brain goes, okay, this works. And then it keeps running the same pattern, the same response over and over again, even when your life has changed. And that's where your problem starts. Because now you're in a different environment. Your world has changed, but you're still using the same reactions. What used to work doesn't match where you are currently. So now, instead of them helping you, they're slowing you down. They're creating more tension. They're creating frustration. And what happens when we get frustrated? They keep us in it's the same cycle over and over again. So let me simplify this. There are 3 patterns that I see over and over again. The first one is overthinking. You sit with a decision too long. You hesitate. You second guess yourself in everything you do. Even when you already know what to do, what's right. And what that does is it delays your progress. But see, you continue to stay in your head instead of moving forward. The second one is the shutdown. You pull back instead of speaking up. You avoid instead of addressing. And in the moment, it feels easier. But long term, it creates distance. And here's the thing, people don't know what you're thinking. You can assume what? They're mind readers, right? They should know better. But things don't get resolved like that. The third one is taking on everything. You say yes too much. You carry responsibilities that are not yours. You try to hold everything together. Eventually, you burn out. And then you turn around and blame other people for where you are. But listen to me, and this is what really matters. These patterns don't just affect you. They affect how people experience you. If you overthink, people experience hesitation. If you shut down, people experience distance. If you carry everything, people stop stepping up. And then you become the person who everybody looks to. And now you're not just dealing with a personal issue. You're dealing with how you show up in relationships, in work, in leadership. And most people try to fix all of this with discipline. Let me be more focused. Let me try harder. Let me do better because I know I can do it better. That does not work because you're not dealing with effort. You're dealing with a pattern. And patterns, they cannot be changed by thinking about them differently. They change when you interrupt them, when you shake it up a little bit. That means in the moment, when you feel yourself overthinking, what do you have to do? You have to decide. Make a decision. When you feel yourself about to shut down, you say something. Whatever it is in your mind, whatever you're feeling, speak it. When you're feeling yourself about to take on everything, you pause and don't do it. And that moment, the split second where you choose differently, that's where your life starts to change. So if you ever thought, why do I keep doing this? You're not broken. You've just been repeating something that you've never stopped to question. And we've all done it. We all do it. But here's the thing. Once you see it, you can interrupt it. I created something to help you exactly where you are. I break down the 3 emotional patterns and show you how to start catching them in real time. Now, here's the thing. A lot of us hear the thing that we need. We know sometimes exactly what we do. We can tell somebody, oh yes, I do that. I know that about myself. But the real question is, are you ready to interrupt the pattern? Are you ready to change how you show up, or are you going to keep letting it be your excuse to stay in the same place? Or the excuse for you to keep showing up the same way? Because here's the thing, we think people are mind readers. We expect people to show up differently for us. But the moment they don't, they're the problem, right? But have we ever stopped and said, okay, what part am I playing in this revolving cycle that keeps happening to me? And when do I stop it? Where do I shift it? If you're ready, grab a copy and see how it shifts what you're currently doing. Reach out, message me. Let's have a conversation. The simple thing is just to start. Now you know. So it's time to stop saying I don't know better. It's time to do better.